So what did I think on DC Future State? Right now we are about a month into DC Comics Future State Initiative, I guess you could say. More like we were gonna do this one thing, 5G, that didn't work out, so I guess we're just put out all these books with the same creators that we hired, since we can't just like not make money off of that. And here I have a stack of a bunch of the books that I've gotten so far. I haven't gotten all of them, but I wanted to share a little bit of my thoughts about Future State and how I think it holds up so far now that we're almost a month in. So what I've gotten so far, I'll go down the list first of all and show you what I got. The Next Batman, that glare is really bad. Written by John with art by Nick Darrington. Ridley? I'll go into this one later. Those are two backup stories that Justice League. Actually, I'm not going to talk about all the creators because that takes too long. Justice League, there's that glare again. Swamp Thing, Dark Detective, Harley Quinn, Teen Titans, Superman, Wonder Woman, Immortal Wonder Woman, and of course, Wonder Woman. So what do I think of Future State so far? It's okay. You know, it's not like groundbreaking or anything. There are some things that are really cool, some great concepts, some great callbacks to old legacy parts of the DC universe. So it's really cool to see them bring those things back. A lot of these are hit and miss for me, but I'm going to go through each one and tell you what my thoughts are, and also give them my definitive ranking. So first off, I'm going to go with the bottom. So this one, okay, I'm going to count this one in my top 8 list or something, just because I haven't read it yet. Immortal Wonder Woman. It looks cool. Cover looks great. I've looked inside the art a little bit and seen some of the stuff. You got, spoiler alert, the New Gods, and I am a sucker for the New Gods, so I'm excited to read this one, even though I have not yet. Maybe I should have waited to make this video until after I'd read it. Oh well. So, first up, at the bottom of the list, at number 8, is going to be Superman Wonder Woman. Okay, Lee Weeks did the cover. I love Lee Weeks. It brings back Solaris the Sun Eater from All-Star Superman, and I think DC 1 Million also, he was there. It was just okay. I really thought it was cool the way that they're developing the mythology around the new Wonder Woman, Yara Flor, with the sun god and the moon god that just live on a ranch together. Well, I think what really sold it for me was the last page. The last page was just very, very well done with the paneling structure and the composition and the building up the tension for a great cliffhanger for the next issue. So I am probably going to read the next one because I'm excited. Now, here's the thing. It may be at the bottom of my list. I still want to get the next issue. There are some that I think are better, but that I won't pick up the next issue because of... There is no reason. There we go. Next one up is Teen Titans. I love the Teen Titans. I'm in the generation I grew up with the show. I read the Jeff Johns run. I tried reading the New 52, and I think once you don't like the New 52 run, that's how you know you're a true Teen Titans fan, you know? I feel bad saying that. But actually, if you look right there, you got New Teen Titans issue 1, the original print, which I think is really cool. It's one of my favorite issues that I have. But Teen Titans, the art by Rafa Sandoval is really, really, really good. And it's written by Tim Sheridan. The problem is, it seems like another post-apocalyptic book. And here's a problem with a lot of Future State stories, is that they don't seem that special, because is this really going to happen in the future where everything just goes to crap and it's post-apocalyptic and everyone dies and is sad and stuff? They bring Red X, which is cool. I will probably pick up the next issue because Red X is in it, and I just want to see a bit of where that's gonna go. But the way that Nightwing is portrayed is just a sad boy, which I get it. He's just becoming more like Batman, which is I get how characters change and they evolve and they grow, and when you get older you get more jaded, and it makes sense that he would, but this is a fantasy world and people still want that symbol of hope to hold on to. Right underneath Superman, a symbol of hope, I think it's Nightwing.
Wow.
But I do love how they brought back his classic, disco wing costume. That makes me really happy. Yeah, so the art is good. The story is just okay. The characterization is a bit odd, but I think it's more of the concept that is why it's so low on my list. Just because it's okay. It's just something that we've seen before. Next up, Harley Quinn. This one's pretty cool. The art is amazing by Simone DeMeo or something like that. It looks like it's an animated show. It looks like a cartoon. It seriously looks like someone took some frames from a cartoon or an anime and put it in here. So it looks really good. And the way that the artist plays with the different perspectives, every panel is seeing the same thing from a different perspective. It just adds this dynamism that's amazing. Also kind of hard to look at the same time. I think that's my biggest problem, was not being able to understand what was going on because the art was kind of distracting. There were a few moments I had to read it 2 or 3 times just to understand what was going on, because it was a bit confusing. That might just be a me problem. The writing is good, interesting concept, but I don't think I'll pick up the next issue. And I'm not super interested in seeing what happens next. I guess that's the thing. If something can be better than the other, but if I'm not interested in what's gonna happen next, I'm not gonna pick it up. So objectively it's better. Subjectively, I'm more interested in what the other 2 books are gonna come up with. I'm putting Dark Detective at number 5. So Dark Detective, you got Dan Mora on the art. You got Dan Mora on the art. It's so good. His cyberpunk-ish Gotham looks amazing. His line work is it just all goes together so well. And sometimes there's these artists where there's a lot of focus on one panel, but the next, especially in backgrounds, is not as detailed. But Dan Mora puts so much love and care that it just looks really good. The Grifter story in the end is really good too. Okay, here's my rant. All the Bat titles, everything that's happening in Gotham and Future State, I don't really care about, because it's something that we've seen before. We saw this in the Spider-Man game from 2018. It's basically the same thing, except a bit more violent or whatever. So I'm not super interested in what the Magistrate is doing, but gotta love Bruce's new costume. It looks awesome. And I found the Grifter story at the end to be very, very enjoyable, maybe even more enjoyable by the writing. The art was decent, and it was just very fun. And I've never read a Grifter story before, but I feel like I could really understand the character just by reading this issue, which is great if you want to introduce new readers to somebody. So I think they did a good job with that. So that's number 5. Number 4, the next Batman. So it was higher, but then today I decided I can't get the second issue. It's just way too much money. It's $8 for the 3 stories, only one of which I care about. And to be honest, I mostly came for Nick Darrington. He does the art in this one. With the colors, it looks amazeballs. It's something that pops, it's flashy, it's unique. It's something that just can't be replaced. If he had done issue 2, I think I might have picked it up as well. Nothing against Laura Braga's art. She's a great artist, but coming after Nick Darrington and with the added price, it's not really worth it in my eyes. This issue was really, really good because of Nick Darrington. The other 2 backup issues I didn't really care about, especially the 3rd one, the Arkham Knights one. I could not care less. It was boring. It was really, really boring. Kind of a chore to get through. But I liked the Outsiders one. I thought it was an interesting concept, trying to get people out of Gotham, and the art was dynamic and cool. I felt really invested, not so much in the story, but just in the art. The art was what hooked me. Number 3 is Swamp Thing. Now, I have never read a Swamp Thing comic before, and I think now maybe I will. Maybe when he gets a new series, I'll pick it up. It was really cool. They bring back some really neat characters. I had to do a bit of research to understand who some of the people were, but that's okay. I think the coolest part was when Ram V and Mike Perkins together, they show how Swamp Thing recreated humans made out of plants, which is such a cool concept, and it's drawn so intricately and beautifully that it just hooked me. I guess I really like art when it comes down to it. But this one is really good and very compelling. I mean, the fact that I read this and it made me want to read Swamp Thing in the future compared to the rest of these books, that's pretty dang good. Number 2, Wonder Woman. Again, Joel Jones just knocks it out of the park. The writing and the art, it's our first foray into Yara Flores, a new Wonder Woman. And she is most probably the one that's gonna stick the landing the most. Just in reading this issue, you can understand who her character is immediately, and that's a well-written issue. This book was just fun. There were a lot of things that made me smile while I was reading it. And at the end of the day, everyone wants their comics to be fun. So I really enjoyed it. I will definitely be reading more of Wonder Woman. I think that's where we've gotten spoiled the most, is this new Wonder Woman. We've learned a lot about her. Every issue teaches you something more, and it's all consistent. I sometimes feel like these Future State books aren't as consistent as DC would like to trick us into believing that they are. The characterization of Yara Flores is really good all throughout. And in Justice League, so I thought Justice League was the most well-written, that had me interested all the way through. There are all these little plot twists that I just never would have thought of, but Joshua Williamson is boom, here you go. Isn't that crazy? And I'm like, yes, Josh, that is crazy. The art is all right, but I think the overall concept has hooked me. I'll definitely be reading the next of that one. The character designs all look great, and they bring back some really, really neat characters. So that's my spoiler-free thoughts of how Future State is going so far. I should probably let you know what my picks are, right? That's gonna be coming up. I'm gonna be picking up Wonder Woman, Justice League, Swamp Thing, Teen Titans, Superman, Wonder Woman. I don't think I'll pick up Dark Detective. Even though it is really cool, don't think I'm gonna do it. So I picked the top of the list and the bottom of the list. That's really weird. I don't know why I'm like that, but it's whatever. So you let me know what you think of Future State so far, and if you think it's gonna have a huge impact on the DC universe or not. Yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. This has been Gabe. Goodbye.